I knew at 28, I said to my mom, I don't think I'm here to have physical children. And she was phenomenal. And she's like, you'll be a wonderful aunt, a sister, a daughter. I realized that I needed to have that experience because I needed to know what it felt like to physically carry. And I passed it naturally. And get a load of this, I started bleeding on Holy Friday, and I passed on Easter Sunday.
Wow.
I mean, pretty prophetic.
Wow.
And I realized in that moment, I was here to mother the earth in a different way, because I believe all women who have wombs are here to mother the earth, whether they have physical children or not.
Yes.
And so I feel my maternal instincts come with working with people in the field and creating a sacred womb,
Yes.
which I always say that we're creating a sacred womb, if you will.
Yeah. Genevieve, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
It's so good to have you here.
So nice seeing you. You look fantastic.
Oh my gosh, thank you. So do you.
Thanks.
And I've wanted to do a deep dive conversation into this realm that you have made your life as a deep dive into. And so, I mean, when I first met you and knew of you, this was not your life. And this was over a decade ago at this point.
Yeah, and I've been doing this for over a decade. So
Yeah.
it might have been
I think
when we just, when I moved to the Hollywood Hills.
maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
And so what we're talking about, folks, all the lovely, lovely listeners out there, we're going to do a deep dive into plant medicine and divine mama. And I think really the first thing that I'm interested in is like, what was the yes, like the resounding yes, that allowed you or led you to making this your life's work?
Well, that's interesting because I never thought in a million years that I would be entering this type of work.
Yeah.
When I first heard of it, I thought it was a cult and drugs. And, I was very driven when I was younger, type A personality, 3 degrees by the age of 24. I never did any drug in my life, not even cannabis, really. Cigarettes, booze, that's pretty much it, but not a lot of that either. And it was a really dear friend who started the work and was trying to convince me for a year. And I just kept saying no. I kept getting a no. And then we were at the Soho House. He was a member there, and we were having dinner. And it was a Wednesday, and the next ceremony was a Friday. And before I could even say no, I'm saying yes, because I noticed his comportment was different. There was something soft about him, and there was his divine feminine. He was softer. His ego was in check a little more. He wasn't as arrogant. He wasn't as narcissistic.
Wow.
There was a shift. There was absolutely a shift.
Those are significant.
Yeah. And, I've been married. I've been with my husband for 30 years. He's gay. So it wasn't anything like that.
Wait, your husband's not gay. This friend of yours.
Did I say my husband was gay?
You were like, I've been married for 30 years. My husband, and he's gay.
My
I
husband.
was like, okay, whatever floats your boat.
Pause. My friend is gay. Yeah. But there was a sense of intimacy because before I used that word, it was very intimate, in a level that I've never experienced from him before. And then, of course, he offered to gift me my first ceremony. So how could I say no?
Right.
Because everyone uses money to usually stop them from doing something. I've come to learn. So I went, and long story short, it was a spiritual awakening for sure. I definitely knew, I thought, what it was like to love myself, self-love. My dance card was full, 2 huge women's organizations. I mean, I was so involved, very, very busy. And as soon as I got over, I'm not going to go into the details of the ceremony, but as soon as I allowed myself to receive and let go, just silent tears, just silent tears. It was a homecoming. I always love to say that this work is about remembering that we're not broken. We don't need to be fixed or healed. And I like to break that word up. It's about remembering who we are from the source within, from the universal womb of unconditional love before programming, where we're all sovereign beings, where we're all truly free. So that happened for me in my very first journey. And the shaman that I've been working with for over 10 years recognized something in me and I in him. And within 6 months, I was starting to build and lead community.
Wow.
In different states all over the country. And, it was unheard of at that time. It's a much different time now. There's a huge facilitator training program. As you know, psilocybin and MDMA in a therapeutic setting is becoming much, much more mainstream.
Yes.
And John Hopkins and Stanford and Harvard are all doing major studies on this. So it's nice that I could kind of come out from underground, if you will.
Yes.
And shed some light
Yeah.
on this issue.
And that first ceremony of yours, what type of a ceremony was that? I mean, was
So
it?
it was using, it was using sacred plant medicine. I always think it's a disservice to throw someone out in the deep end if they don't have any sense of home or if you've never worked about them.
Okay.
Safety is paramount. I know that ayahuasca is very trendy right now, and San Pedro. And, I even heard you can get sacrament over the internet. And, you really need to know who your facilitator is. You need to know what kind of experience they have. You need to vet them as much as we vet the person. I do turn away people that I don't feel are mentally stable. So, yeah, there's a lot of prerequisites that go into it. And I get all my sacrament from my shaman, and it's his lineage. And he handles the sacrament. So there is a lot of misconception because it's becoming so trendy and so popular.
Okay.
But so I start off in pathogens, which are deep heart medicines from around the world. I use many from Africa to North America to Ireland. They come from different places around the world, and they activate your entry point in different ways, where some are more stimulating, some are less. There's a litany of questions I would be asking before I worked with someone, and if they're on any medication, if they have any heart issues. I mean, these are all really important questions, but it's extremely safe. You just really need to do your background, and you just really need to know what you're doing. And, I always have my shaman on speed dial to hold counsel, if I have any tricky, questions.
Sure.
Because I work with all walks of life. I would say the youngest, kind of a rite of passage in my shaman's belief, in his lineage is 18. So I've worked with people as young as 18 to 88.
Wow. Okay. So, let's pause there for a second. And there are a few things I want to say. Sacrament is then whatever plant you are using for the ceremony.
Yes.
Let's just break down some terms and basic stuff.
So we call sacrament plant medicine because it is protected by the Freedom of Religious Act. And so we're protected under that ayahuasca, the Santo Daime, which is started in South America, is a beautiful, wonderful church, if you will, of ayahuasca.
Yes.
And they would claim that the ayahuasca is the Eucharist.
Okay.
So because of them, and the irony is that it was banned when ministers came to South America and said it should be illegal, even though this has been the oldest sacrament around.
Right.
And then full circle, the Freedom of Religious Act is what saving it again.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of ironic.
Interesting.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
So yes, sacrament is plant medicine.
Okay.
And this is an interesting fact. As today, I believe there are 375,000 species of plants.
375,000. Okay.
And you know that our molecular makeup is 99.9% of plants. Some people like to say humans are plants with feelings, even though plants have
I was going to say plants have feelings.
Yes, and plants have feelings. So I don't know what to say about
that.
But so of those, 60,000 could be used medicinally in this way. If I had mad skills, I could go into your kitchen and whip you up a journey with your spices. So a lot of people don't know that. And I have the good fortune of working with a full bag, where most shamans work with one plant.
I see. You're reminding me, it's interesting. One of my very first yoga teachers actually was, they said something about, this is 25 years ago, so, the memory's a little blurry, but if you take the actual nutmeg, the nut, and shave that,
right,
and actually take, I don't know if it was make a tea or ingest it somehow,
like a tincture or tea, probably.
that it was going to create some, Okay.
So I carry plant medicine in its purest form. Not to say that MDMA and psilocybin, they're synthetic, but you only have to extract one molecule from the plant to make it synthetic. So hence you hear with big pharma and pharmaceuticals, all those side effects, because the plant really does the job. You fragment the plant, even one molecule, to replicate that. That's why there's so many side effects in Western medicine, because up until now, this may have changed, but up until now, you can't patent a plant. So you can't make any money on it.
You can't patent Mother Nature.
You can't patent Mother Nature. Though I don't know if that's changing or not. I have no idea.
Interesting.
Because this resurgence, there was so much studied on it in the 60s, but, the whole Woodstock era, tune in, tap in, turn out, Timothy Leary, that's when it became criminalized. I mean, they were doing amazing studies at Harvard, Ram Dass,
Hello, Richard Albert Ram Dass,
Yes, So, like, for instance, MDMA is the synthetic form. Some people call it Molly, ecstasy, but in a therapeutic setting, it's really, really high grade. I highly recommend. That is sassafras. And psilocybin is magic mushrooms, which is the synthetic form of the actual mushroom. So that's hence the difference.
Right.
But both are highly, highly successful with PTSD, depression, anxiety.
Yes.
The studies are astounding. Michael Pollan has a great book, How to Change Your Mind.
Yes.
He's a bestseller.
Yes.
Like if anyone's interested, that would be a great book.
Fabulous book.
Fabulous book. Yeah.
Okay, so you had your first journey
with sassafras.
With sassafras, okay.
Which is a heart opener from North America.
Okay.
Sarsaparilla back in the turn of the century, that was sassafras.
Wow.
Hence they took it off the market. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because it was, it brings you back to that place of home. I'd like to call it a homecoming.
Yes.
Like welcome home. Welcome to the beginning of the rest of your life. So that was my very first journey. So I feel ideally that you should really have a sense of home before you start throwing yourself out. There are teacher plants and ally plants.
Ooh, say more about that. Yeah.
So teacher plants and ally plants. And so an ally plant, you get to steer the ship, if you will. You stay in your neocortex. You stay in your frontal lobe. Now, the teacher plants, the big ones like grandmother ayahuasca, grandfather wachuma, iboga, mushrooms, peyote, there's the big mamacitas and papacitas.
Yes.
They're going to take you where your soul needs to go, whether you're ready or not, because you're entering your subconscious mind, which we don't use in our day-to-day. So it could be confusing because you're not going to comprehend it the same way. It's more metaphors or pictures or visions. And I mean, it's incredible, don't get me wrong. And it's not scary, but you want to be tethered. I feel it's grossly irresponsible to throw someone out in the ethers if they don't know how to self-navigate.
Yes.
And we're there to guide, but it's a co-creation. But yeah, I really like people to have tools. But they're also with if people have heart issues, ayahuasca is the safest to use. And we have K drops, which are non-stimulating. We wouldn't use any stimulants with someone who has heart issues. So we would have them nibble on a little bit. I carry it 2 different ways on a little bit of the aya, and it works great.
Now, why does that not affect the heart? Or
because I think it's in its purest state. It's just a little different. It's just the in pathogens, the heart medicines tend to be more stimulating.
Okay.
And aya's not.
I see. Interesting.
And same with San Pedro.
Okay. I have not had Aya experience. I have very little experience with all of this. So,
but I loved hearing about your experience.
Oh my gosh, yes. And so the listeners, if you
it was awesome.
If you missed that episode, I'll link it up here as well. But I chatted with a therapist who also kind of guides in this way.
But my psychotherapist guides.
Yeah? Yeah.
And I might have him guide me because I need a guide too.
Well, healers need healers.
Yes, exactly.
We all need,
absolutely.
We all need something. But yes, I had revealed that I had this accidental psilocybin experience.
And I believe no accident, your higher self. Because you said, you wouldn't have done it, right?
I had been very interested and yes, too afraid to do it. And so and my life over these last number of months since then has been radically shoved into some kind of hyper speed of transformation.
So could I ask you something? How is your heart? Like, does your heart feel more open? Because I know you've always had an open heart. Like you've been working on yourself so beautifully for so long. So
Thank
that
you.
might not be an issue, but
No, there's always room. I mean, hello, if we're still human. In my belief, there's always room to grow. So, yeah, my heart has been a lot more open, softer, available, more compassion.
Yeah.
And for me in that experience, I call it the guru portion of the program, which I think I shared with you, because there was definitely the guru portion of the program that it was like, the Deborah person left the room. Left the planet. I don't know where the fuck she went, but
well, you do. I believe, again, this is a belief, and I could do a TED talk on it, but I don't know if I could scientifically prove it. I believe we enter the realms of past, present, and future simultaneously. And I believe this work is not for everyone. It is a soul's calling. I believe about 13, maybe more to 15% of humanity are called to this work. So out of 100 people, only 15. And I believe we take one for the team, if you will. This is how we chose to come in, where we're healing 7 generations forward and 7 generations back. Like when we do this work, people might not, even if you don't tell them, can't see it, taste it, touch it, but they could feel it. They know something is different.
Well, and I've heard you say this say more please about that 7 generations thing, because to me that's really empowering, and especially because I know I've talked about breaking generational patterns. So that's of the past.
Right.
And I'd love to hear you talk about that, but you also are now bringing in this 7 generations forward.
Yes. And again, this is a belief.
Yes.
And so, no disrespect if anyone doesn't have this belief system, but this is how I live my life, with the belief that I've seen it enough. I've been in enough realms. I've been doing this work for over 10 years. I've been leading ceremony on both coasts and led retreats for 5 consecutive years in Costa Rica. And so I've seen a lot, and I've done hundreds of ceremonies. And so it's hard to describe, but I feel like you can stretch time, you can bend time. Time seems circuitous. And I love the notion. It's just this deep knowing, again, this belief that we live our past, present, and future simultaneously.
Right. Okay. Now I'm starting to grok what you're talking about.
Okay. And so in doing that, and it's as long as we stay as present as possible, we don't have to worry about the future or the past, obviously, but it happens. And I just noticed, even with in my own dynamic over the 10 years, God bless my father's soul. He's passed October of 2019. But when he was alive and with Mom and my siblings, I've noticed the dynamic of my relationship has changed because I have changed.
Yes.
And I think the biggest change is moving from your head to your heart. And so many Westerners believe they live from their heart, even though they're living from their head.
Right.
They think they're feeling, but they're really thinking, and adding more emotion to the thought, which becomes a feeling. It's a little tricky.
Yes.
And so that's the basis of my work, is helping people remember that sense of vulnerability and intimacy and rawness, from within. And that's where our true strength lies, I believe, that our heart is the epicenter. It is our umbilical cord, if you will.
Yes.
And that our mind is a beautiful computer that we could reboot and recalibrate at any time, but we get confused, and then people's hearts get really shut down. If there's especially like a childhood trauma, I have found that if there's a wound from the age of 5 or from utero to 5, as our personality is pretty much formed by the age of 5. There's so many studies on that. And so we really try to get back to that kind of pain and trauma, so we can help deconstruct the mind, because this work helps you rewire the way you think and generate meaning in the world. I always love to say, change your thoughts, change your story, change your life.
Yes.
Cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha.
And I'm like a cosmic kindergarten teacher.
Oh,
I repeat.
Oh my God, that's genius.
A lot. I'm serious. That's what I call myself. That, and I tuck people in and make beds. They're like, what do you do for a living? I'm a cosmic kindergarten teacher.
For adults.
Yeah. And repeating. And the biggest thing too, that this work, if like the journey itself, as you could imagine, once you got over the fear,
yes,
it was amazing.
Yes. I mean, it was not effortless.
No.
Let's put it that way.
Right.
And obviously I was not with a proper guide.
Right.
I mean, I called in, thank goodness I had 2 of my closest.
They sounded like they did an extraordinary job.
My one friend, one was a man, is a man, the other's a woman, but he very much held that container, sort of the masculine and that safe container. So yeah, and
That's everything. Safe containers, everything.
Bottom line, I mean,
It's like, please don't try this at home.
No.
Like, please seek professional. Please, there's so many people out there that can help.
Yeah.
Like, if you have any interest in doing this, anyone.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, no, I feel very blessed that happened. And once, and so to have that, it definitely, allowed me to go with what was happening instead of just fight it the whole time.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the real work is in the integration. And I started integrated coaching circles.
Oh,
so
great.
For people for in-between journeys. Because the journey, I think, is the easiest, the experience. And sure, you might have some experiences are much more blissful than others, but there's no accident. The experience you have is what your soul needs. But this work is about feeling comfortable in the uncomfortable. Because a lot of things will come up in the way you generate meaning in the world, your belief system, a lot of things might be challenged. And the beautiful thing, though, is if you're willing, there's a willingness. Like, I will work with anyone who is willing.
Yes.
Who is willing and devoted. Absolutely. And that's where the juice is.
And, it's interesting because and I love that you say that so much of the work is about integration.
Oh, it's everything. Everything.
And I think, in my opinion, and again, I think this just as a broad stroke in terms of especially Western culture, everybody wants the quick experience, the quick moment. Ooh, great, I did the ceremony, or I did the ayah, or I did the thing, or whatever. But you don't realize the whole chain reaction. It's not, in my belief, it's not about just that experience. It's again about how does it integrate into your life? Who are you becoming?
Absolutely. And I believe that this is this is a calling. It's a modality. There's many modalities to remembering who you are from source, AKA healing, right? And this is one, and I'm highly encourage so many different modalities depending on the person.
Yeah.
And that's where the true work or play begins, to really be committed to living your highest self.
Yeah.
It's a commitment.
Absolutely. And it's a commitment, and it takes something.
Yeah.
I mean, the more and more that I live, I realize it's like how extraordinary it is that anybody actually gets through this thing called life.
I know.
I mean, really.
I mean, that's a total like non sequitur, but I've been having not an existential crisis, but I've been asking myself those questions. It's like, as I get older and as, people in my life are dying, like I had a dear friend that just passed, suddenly fell off a ladder, 60, right? And very close. And it just, it really makes you take stock. Yeah. And that's what this work does too.
Right.
And ceremony makes you really take stock of what's important in your life.
And so now, how often do you personally participate in ceremony?
Well, it depends. So when I first started, I couldn't get enough.
Okay.
Because I was on the fast track.
Okay.
So, and that's one thing that people don't realize. You can't get addicted. The plants won't let you. And there are some people that try to chase the experience. And we know that. And we have like a facilitator hotline because people will try to cross-pollinate and find another place. That's why we try to encourage someone to work with someone if they have a nice rapport for at least a year.
Okay.
So you can see them through their process. And then if you'd like to work with other people, that's great. But having that year commitment, you can really, and it's okay. Some people don't like that. I always offer it as a strong invitation. But if that's the case, then I always like to speak to the facilitator that they will be working with to let them know what plants they worked with, let them know about their nervous system, their energetic, like anything I can do to help and to be of service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so I check when I tune in, my husband will hold space for me. There's no rhyme or reason. I just tune in and listen. But yeah, people ask, like, can you over journey? No, for some people, they need more journeys depending on who they are. Some people need once a year. I have clients that I've worked with and I haven't seen for 5 years, and they call and they're like, oh, I think I'm ready to go back in. Yeah. I love people that I love quarterly. I offer a women's summit, the Bi-Coastal Women's Summit, that we meet quarterly based on the basic tenets of the medicine wheel. So in the spring, we start in spirit. In the summer, we focus on our hearts. In the fall, we focus on our bodies. And in the winter, we focus on our minds.
Beautiful.
And it's lovely. And I use all the teachings of the medicine wheel. And it's a great construct, if you will, or a blueprint for your life.
Yeah. And so when you use that wheel, then are you then using the corresponding plants
Yes.
for those
Yes.
to work with those aspects?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Because that's the beauty of the Peruvian shaman that I work with. We have a myriad of plants that can spin the wheel, if you will, body, mind, spirit, heart, consciousness. And some are like spirit, body, mind, heart, body. It's amazing. Our proprietary plant blends.
Yes.
I carry some plants that have 5 plants.
Okay. Okay. And so you participate whenever you feel called.
Yes.
And now are you on also in partaking in the medicine when you are leading ceremony? How does that work?
No, because, I did when I first started, because
Okay.
when I was being trained by my shaman, he always said a little heart medicine just to feel comfortable in the space.
Okay.
So it's not, and a lot of tribes, especially indigenous tribes in South America, require it. They require the shaman to go on like 10 times the amount of everyone else,
Why is that?
because they want to be able to be in the same mimetic field, which I understand. And that's again an approach. There's many different tribes that have many different philosophies and follow their lineage.
So it's putting you on the same vibration, the
Yes.
same field, as you said,
Right.
as all the participants.
But I have found in the Western world, people are very panicked and worried and cautious and,
Yes.
have a lot of concerns, and they like to see, a designated driver, if you will. Right? So,
yeah, that
but
would
it
be
is,
me.
but it is apparently safe. I have done journeys where I have taken plant medicine before, but I wouldn't go over the deep end. It's just heart medicine, just a very nice, friendly, a nice, friendly ally plant that I know so well, because I've beta tested every plant I carry. I've beta tested at least 3 times, and some plants are not my plant. But in order for me to work with them and know what would be best for you, I need to know so I'm constantly self-evaluating and on my own journey of self-discovery and facing my own wounds, trauma, liberation, all of it. I'm experiencing everything that, you're going through as well. So
I get that. Absolutely. When, through the years I did feng shui consulting, and through all the years I've been working with women, in the mojo work, it's the same thing. Like I love that beta test.
Yeah.
It all.
You have to.
Because I wouldn't know how to teach or lead or mentor without having had that visceral experience. Otherwise it's not embodied.
Embody is the word. I love that you said that, because I love talk therapy. Therapist, it's amazing. It saves so many people's lives. But there is something that is, kind of a more mental construct from the neck up, where this work is so experiential and holistic.
Yes.
And you embody it in your mitochondria, your bloodstream, your bones, your teeth. It's like where our brainstem. It's like, so it is it's much more experiential. And I liken it to years of therapy, without disrespect to the therapeutic environment. I mean, I think, again, this is a modality.
Exactly.
And I think this with therapy and breath work and Qigong and, walking in nature. I mean, there's so many different modalities you can do. Movement, dance, journaling can make you a holistic person.
Yes. And so what are most women, because I know you lead for men and women, but you do this women's summit, which sounds so fabulous.
Yes.
And women are coming to you because...
all sorts of reasons. And what I love, like I said, I love working with all age ranges, because I truly believe too, I don't believe in idolatry. I don't believe in the guru. I believe a guru is there to help a bridge, if you will, and a shaman is a bridge. But this is my mission statement, is that you're a shamanista, I'm a shamanista. The men I work with are shaman, and a medicine man, and you're a medicine woman, and I'm a medicine woman. The modality we choose to express ourselves in this lifetime is our medicine. So I happen to carry actual plants, but that's it. Your mojo is your medicine. Your feng shui was your medicine. Being a great friend, we could go on and on about all the medicine you offer to the planet. I have goosebumps. Well, same for me. And I always say we're in each other's medicine. we are each other's medicine. It's a co-creation, a communion, a collaboration, no hierarchy.
Yes.
Because people used to do that, and you put me on a pedestal, there's only one way down.
Right.
Right. And I still get a lot of projection, but I take that as flattery. I become whatever someone needs me to become in the process. So
interesting.
yeah.
But are they coming, like,
Let's see. Maybe like they feel like they have tapped out of life a little bit. Maybe they're kind of a bit in a rut. They're stuck. Their relationship is a little stuck. Changing careers, dealing with death, dealing with grief, understanding a childhood wound. Literally, like what I love to say is wanting an open heart.
Yeah.
Like wanting to live. And I believe the basic tenet of an open heart, or the recipe, if you will, the foundation, is everyone, I believe, needs to be seen, heard, loved, felt, and understood. And if one of those aspects of self is missing, something's off. And so I always use those as touchstones to really, when I'm working with someone, to really get in there, dive deep, if you will, and figure out, are they being seen in life?
Right.
Are they being heard? Because we all are, but is it coming from our shadow or light? I always use the example of a very overweight person in a wheelchair getting oxygen and needing 24-hour care. They're being seen. They're being heard, right? But you don't have to choose that route to be seen and heard, right? So it's breaking down that, not, again, fear and love, as you know. I mean, everything is a byproduct of fear or love.
Yes. Which is, there's so much fear right now. I mean, the rise of
terrifying.
Fear, it's
terror.
It really is. I mean, I have not been immune to it. I mean, hello, still human over here.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I always like to call these human suits that we have on.
Yep. I call it a rental vehicle.
Yep. And I always say, and this is going to be a book title someday or a chapter, no one gets a free pass in a human suit. I don't care who you are.
Nope.
Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, no one gets a free pass in a human suit.
It's so true. And so I keep hearing in my head to ask you, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to ask it. It's not even a natural segue, I guess, but cacao.
I love cacao.
Yeah, speak about, because I hear a lot about this, and it's been in my sphere and on different podcasts that I've listened to, and so I have not done an official ceremony about it, but I hear so much about it.
And this is something you could do in the comfort of your own home, and you don't necessarily need a guide.
You're right.
Extremely safe.
Yeah.
Extremely safe. I have a really great source, Keith's Cacao from Guatemala. And I do have friends that are facilitators in cacao. I'm starting to use it as a first layering, as a heart opener, because the theobromine, when it's really high grade, there's no sugar. It's like pure cacao. The theobromine is a natural heart opener.
Okay.
And when you use a journey dose, and then I love that you full circle, nutmeg, cinnamon, cardamom, pinch of cayenne,
yum,
almond milk or coconut milk.
I'm into this.
And I always love to serve it in a bowl.
Yeah.
There's something very ceremonially about a bowl.
Yes.
And get a little, what do you call those things? Spatula, to like, because it gets like kind of thick.
Almost like pudding?
Yeah. Not as thick as pudding. Okay. It's drinkable. And then I would say kirtan or journey music or new age or, just any kind of music that makes you feel very calm, set and setting, lighting, candles, invite your girlfriends or have a ceremony, sit in sacred circle, set an intention, have a fire going. What you would like to burn into the fire. I mean, I could go on and on. Ritual. I live for ritual.
Yes, I love ritual.
Yes. And you create your own.
Yes.
And so, even, with a Shabbat dinner, you can start with cacao. Or end with cacao. Yeah. And so what I've been loving, though, I've been working with microdosing. Microdosing is really big right now, and I'm a huge proponent. I've seen many, many success stories. So microdose, it's so small. Like if you really feel anything, it's too much. And so I have found microdosing with San Pedro or mushroom, very, very slim, just to it just does something to the nervous system. So the entry point when we begin with the other sacraments and the layering, it's just that much more profound.
But so the cacao,
It's chocolate.
you can do it at home.
Do it at
And
home.
so ultimately,
Need a really good blender.
That would be basically like a microdose, or
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, that's a great question. I feel like it's more than a microdose because you could really feel it. Like there's something alchemical with the cardamom, nutmeg, cinnamon, and cayenne, those four ingredients.
there is a
There's
transformation.
a heat. See, again, stimulant. There's a little heat from the cayenne that could start to open things up, and you feel very relaxed. And I would ask you if you did one, I would be like, Deborah, when was the last time you felt that relaxed? Because people would say, I don't feel anything. I just feel relaxed. I'm like, when's the last time you felt that relaxed?
Right.
And they're like,
like that's the point.
That's the point.
So you could drive afterwards. It's not like a big integration
It's
after.
chocolate.
Right.
And Keith's Cacao. So I can give you the website.
Great.
And
we'll put it in the show notes.
Yep. And you can actually, if someone was inspired, go and learn how to become a cacao facilitator in Guatemala. He offers. Yeah.
Oh, how beautiful. Yeah. I'd actually love to try that because I've heard so many good things. People are saying, oh, yeah, we did the cacao thing at the house. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. What's going on?
Yeah, because it's just the highest, most organic grade of chocolate. And think about it when you have your period or you're depressed, people say eat chocolate.
I was like, wait, periods? What's that? I'm sorry. I'm going through menopause over here.
I'm already through menopause too. But when I had my period, right? Although I never was a big chocolate person. I'm salty, crunchy. But anyway, I digress. Right? So, yeah.
Amazing. Okay. And so, well, periods made me think of sex, of course, because we just went to vagina. So in my head, that leads to sex.
Vaginas.
Yes,
Yeah.
vaginas are fabulous. So when it comes to plant medicine and intimacy, I mean, all of this heart opening, one would assume that this is good for intimate connection.
Incredible.
And but go ahead. Yeah. So
yes. So again, safety is paramount.
Yes.
So when I have an open group, and
what does that mean?
An open male and female,
okay.
like a big group.
Okay.
Not private.
Got it.
An open group. Absolutely. I encourage sensuality, intimacy, cuddle puddles, no sex.
Because
we have no idea, and sometimes it can get triggered, who in the room had sexual trauma or sexual abuse.
Yes.
And that in that kind of setting, when everyone is so open and raw and exposed, and they would see something that can trigger a trauma that they may not be ready to deal with.
Yes.
But privately, anything goes. I have worked with couples in setting where they want to be very intimate with each other, and it's respectful, and I'm in and out, or it's done in a very integral way, if you will.
It's not plant medicine porn.
No, it's not plant medicine porn. Nope, I would not believe in plant medicine porn.
Yeah.
Call me the little devoted divine mother inside of me.
Yes.
Yeah. But yes, but it's actually great for couples. And I even say too, some people meet in journey space, and sometimes it's really spot on. But other times I may encourage, maybe wait 6 months.
Right.
Because again, you're open in a way you may have not been in your entire life. Right? There's such a softening.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. I mean, I could cry. I mean, just how many marriages have been saved from this work?
Wow.
Or relationships.
Because
and friendships.
They just finally saw each other.
Yeah. Or no, they had the courage to speak from their heart. They had the courage to open up their emotional life and speak from how they're feeling without any construct or mandate or the imposed way of life that is, the collective consciousness, that story that's imposed on us goes away. And it's like soul to soul. It's a soul to soul connection.
Yes. Yeah. That I understand because I did definitely experience that.
And what's interesting is psilocybin or magic mushrooms. I believe yours was magic mushrooms because it was in chocolate.
Yes.
So you had the natural, not to say.
Yeah. It was
both
made.
Have benefit.
It was made by a healer shaman
I
person.
could feel it. When you were telling me the story, a gift of mine is the plants actually talk to me, and I could feel just kind of drop into them, and I felt what you had. Like your aunt is so cool. What she had was like top notch. And the entry point, so there's different entry points. Not to say your heart's, it's holistic, very experiential, but the entry point is mind mostly for mushrooms, where ayahuasca is more spirit mind. And I would say mushrooms is more mind spirit, where wachuma is more body heart. And that's going in on the cellular level, mitochondria.
Wachuma San Pedro?
Yes, it's San Pedro.
Okay. Yeah,
Which is the cactus. So to help you out, there are peyote is cactus.
Yeah.
And San Pedro is cactus.
Yes.
Now San Pedro is, I believe, the oldest. Don't quote me, but and it's the cartoon cactus.
Yes. Yes.
And basically distilled. And I always say stir, slam, suck.
Yeah, I did it.
Oh, you've done it
In Peru.
Oh, that's right.
A
You told me.
long time
and you
ago.
enjoyed it, yes?
Yeah, I'm not going to say I enjoyed it, but
It's one of my favorite medicines.
it was an experience.
Yeah. And peyote, which I heard is more mind altering. I've done that as well. They're the little buttons.
Right.
Yeah. And so the cactus family, when you think about it, it's the heat, it's the desert, it's elemental. The hummingbird is the bridge, is the totem. So people do wachuma at night, San Pedro, but it loves the day. Did you do it during the day?
No, nighttime.
You did it at night. So again, different tribes.
Yeah, it was led by the shaman and his assistants, and we had to, prep a certain way. And
Oh, yeah.
It was fascinating.
Yeah.
It was really
Oh,
fascinating.
good. I'm glad you had that experience. And then I would say with grandmother ayahuasca, it's usually, think about it, it's the jungle, it's dark, it's dank, and the jaguar is the totem.
Yes.
Like loves the night.
Well, what about the mushrooms? Because those are also so, it's
mushrooms,
like fungi.
Yeah, is a fungi, but with mushrooms, any experience you could have morning, noon, or night. But there is set and setting. I prefer certain settings for certain sacrament. That's a great question because with mushrooms, I know people who've had profound experiences during the day and night. I tend to work at night,
Yeah,
and I tend to
day
work
feels
during.
strange to me.
Yeah, and I tend to work during the day though, like starting at 11 a.m. with San Pedro, because it's a long journey.
Yes.
And I always love to say with ayahuasca, it's a very masculine energy. It's a grandmother, but she's very masculine, and she's going to take you to this school whether you're ready or not. Where grandpa is a very feminine energy, and it's like rock on a rocking chair sipping peach iced tea in Georgia, and all of a sudden he's like, and you think he's done, and then he like wakes up and imparts all this wisdom. He tells you why he's taking you to school. It's a much different approach, and it comes in waves, and you could actually eat on that plant. With other plants, you don't usually eat on
The
until
wachuma?
end of experience, at the end of the journey, which usually lasts anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. And if you'd like to go deeper, it could be longer than that. And some people stay up all night. Some people go to bed. I mean, it's so different. I mean, again, because we're so unique, I could put everyone on the same sacrament and they'll have a different experience.
But would you say then across the board, because so much of what we focus on here in terms of conversations is definitely about spirituality as well as sex. And so in my mind, and what I think is that so much of plant medicine does open you up to spirit.
It does.
Period.
Yes. Your soul.
Okay.
I think it's a remembering. I believe it's like, and I even think the souls that, I don't, now, in the beginning, I'd be like, are they coming? Or are they not coming? Or are they coming? Now it's like, I so feel it in my bones. It's like before we came here, it's like, hey, what are you doing? January 27th, 2022. Do you want to meet at, Judy's and get together for a ceremony? It's like, I really feel which is crazy too, could be complete strangers, but by morning, there's such a sense of familiarity. I think there's something very alchemical and important about spending the evening and everyone integrating like a big, beautiful feast to nourish the body and then have integration. Again, this is just my preference. I know some people work and then send them home and maybe not have integration. I feel like this is a much more holistic experience. It's like a retreat. They're like mini retreats.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. And what have been some of the challenges for you over this decade of taking on this role? And I don't want to say taking on, actually stepping into this, which is clearly so much of your soul's path. But what have been some of the challenges for you in the consistent transformation?
I would say the most is projection. One of my core wounds was my need to be loved, my need to be liked, seeking approval. And so
I know nothing of what you speak.
So I would give way too much of myself, and I didn't have boundaries, healthy boundaries. And I took everything much more personally. Now I know I'm doing my job.
Yes.
And it's still I'm a life in progress, as you know. I'm human, and my husband is amazing. He doesn't take anything personally. I don't know how the man does it, and so he really helps. He guides me through those places, and it gets better and better. And I always know that I'm doing well when there's a sense of neutrality. If something comes up and I'm not triggered,
Yes.
I know I've graduated.
Oh
right?
my gosh. The best.
The best.
The best.
But yeah, I have remorse, and there's people along the way where, if we have a parting of ways, and, it definitely was coming from a place of, like I said, seeking approval or that need to be liked, as opposed to, it comes down to self-love.
Yes.
And self-respect.
Yes.
And healthy boundaries. So I would say self-love, self-respect, and healthy boundaries are the 3 key components that I have really gained from doing this work.
Oh, it's so beautiful and game changing, no matter
life-changing.
what profession, what relationship, what. And I think one of the things for sure that I know I see with women I've worked with for decades, whether they've come to me for a moment or longer, those are the things that women are so challenged by.
I know.
So challenged
I
by.
know.
Because we are not really taught this.
No.
There's a small percentage. It's not nobody, but it's a small percentage of women who are taught these things.
Well, what I love is I really feel like the millennials and people coming in are more of a starseed, if you will. They're more enlightened. I just feel, just looking generationally, I'll be 50, I'm 54. My mom's 84. I have a lot of clients in their 70s and 60s. I can see with every decade, there is an awakening and the conversations are different. Like the people that I work with in their 20s are much, much, much different than the people that I work with in their 50s and 60s and 70s.
And what's the difference?
In terms of they're more emotionally connected.
Okay.
They received a lot more encouragement and validation from their parents, more public displays of affection, more open conversations of what it is to love and be loved. That didn't really happen with me growing up. Not to say my parents loved me. Of course, they loved and adored me, but I've never really heard, "Oh my God, I love you, I love you." My mom does it all the time with her grandchildren and great-grandchildren, but we never got that as children. It's so different, in a good way.
And this is like across the country? This isn't just West Coast?
I feel like this is a general, of course, everything's circumstantial, but this is a really good generalized observation and experience that I've had based on the different generations that I work with.
So say some more about women or the people, I don't know if it's just women, who are coming to you. You said your oldest was 88, but those who are in their 70s and those who are in their 80s that are coming to you for ceremony, what's their impetus and inspiration? What's going on there?
What I love is like what you shared. Like I love learning. Like, if I'm going to continue learning until I take my last breath.
Yes, please.
Nothing gives me more pleasure than learning. I love learning. I'm a work in progress. And so the people I tend to work with in their 80s are usually very successful. I work with several doctors in their 80s. But it was interesting. I worked with one doctor who really wanted his wife to do this work, who was much younger, and she was kind of reticent. But she saw the change in him. It took about 2 years, maybe 3. And now I'm doing a private with both of them.
Wow.
On Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Right.
So he's like in his 70s?
No, he's 82.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's still practicing doctor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Medical doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I have all walks of life. I have people that are starving artists. I have people that are very well accomplished. I have people that work in think tanks, lawyers, doctors, detectives, police, you name it.
Detectives.
Yes, which again, underground, no one could know what he did for a profession.
Of course.
Or retired detectives, but yes. But now that it's becoming legalized, like the state of California and Oregon are legalizing all psychedelics and all forms of plant medicine. It's happening. I never thought, the shaman that I work with never thought he'd see it in his lifetime. And he's probably in his mid-60s.
Wow.
And I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime.
Okay.
I mean, it's amazing.
But so let's say the doctor came to you originally because...
To open his... I would say everyone wants to live... Yeah, that's a great question. Again, generalized. Some people come with this, and I always say to set an intention if you feel called. Some people don't work that way. That's again, it's like there's no hard and fast rules. And I want to circle back to what you were saying. You can't read about this in books. It's experiential.
Right.
I have my over 10,000 hours. Like you have to experience it to really understand.
Right.
It's always, so I'm constantly learning in the field. And so I would say generally people come because their heart is shut down or they want to
Are
love.
they conscious of this, or is it just like I need an experience?
Both.
I'm feeling frustration.
Both. All of it. All of the above.
okay.
Some people don't know why they feel shut down or why their life isn't working or yet another breakup. You know, other people know that they come to a crossroads with people in their life,
Yes.
not just their loved ones, you know, where they feel stuck or fearful of speaking their truth. That's a big one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So people are like, hey, I'm just afraid of actually saying what's
What
true.
they really feel.
And so I'm going to do this ceremony because
and then they open up and they start to have courage, because I believe our true strength is in our vulnerability.
Yes.
The more we talk about our feelings, I think the more empowered we become. And I think the most extraordinary people are the most ordinary people, because I believe it's in our ordinariness that makes us so unique and different.
Yes.
Like to really hone in on doing you, because I always say this, there's no one like you now, Deborah.
Right.
Never was in the past, never will be in the future.
Correct.
So if you begin to compare and compete or like feel envy or greed or competition or right, all that old patriarch.
Compare and despair.
Compare and despair. We become a second-rate version of ourselves and rob the world of our magnificence.
Yes.
So that is another foundation of the work I do. And I always say it's an inside job. Like nothing is happening outside of us that's not already inside of us. For example, it's not possible for someone to betray you if you're not betraying yourself. So I always start people to go within. Where are you betraying yourself? That's where we start.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's deep. And
Diving in deep.
And speaking of deep, hang on a second. So I also, people from all walks of life, you said, I mean, you know,
Yes.
starving artists to this, to that.
And Orthodox, or the Hasidic Orthodox community, to atheists,
Okay, so-
to Mormons, Jack Mormons, to like all. I've worked with all religions as well. No, I can't say all. There's so many out there. I don't want to be presumptuous, but you know, a lot of the big religions I have worked with.
Okay, so someone who comes from the Jewish faith and who has just heard from you that you've worked with people, Hasidic Jews, have come to you for plant medicine. I need to know more.
Well, you know, they usually come because they're depressed.
Okay.
They feel shut down, or just like, here's the thing.
Women
even,
or men?
Both. Both. And so you know, it's interesting because and again, I am learning so much about the Hasidic Orthodox community, and I love it. I think at its core, like I'm working with a spiritual Rebbe, if you will. He would never call himself a Rebbe, but for lack of a better word, I've learned that word.
Yes.
I'm going to throw all the words I've learned.
Yes.
Hashem, 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 Hashem. The only one Hashem. See, for
Just
me,
one.
I like the Blessed Mother is an ascended master for me. I was raised Catholic. I'm not a practicing Catholic. I'm not despising Catholicism. I love the tradition and ritual. I just don't believe in any dogma.
Great rituals, by the way.
Yeah. I don't believe in any dogma.
Right.
And I do believe that Hashem has brought all the Hinduism and Zen Buddhism and all these beautiful Catholicism, spirituality, New Age, all of these different modalities for us to in a playground. Because I have a hard time believing someone in Africa who would never have, you know, that lives in the bush, access to Hashem or the Jewish
Spirit,
faith or spirit, that they're not one of the chosen ones.
Yes.
I believe we're all the chosen ones.
Yes.
No respect to anyone, but I am learning and loving learning about the Orthodox community at a spiritual, like Kabbalah, which again, it's Kabbalah. I've heard Kabbalah.
Yes.
I was told
Kabbalah.
Kabbalah.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Isn't Rosicrucians, you know, the Sufism, you know, I just love the spiritual aspects of these major religions, but I loved how it's described to me why women have certain roles, why men have certain roles. And, you know, it's, you know, again, I may not agree with it, but I'm very respectful. And my job is to meet someone where they need to be met, not where I think they need to be met. And usually I would make an altar of sorts with the Blessed Mother and, you know, all sorts of yumminess that has deep meaning for me. But when I work with the Orthodox community, I don't. Okay. You know, in reverence. I don't play any music that have women in it. I'm very, everyone keeps kosher. So I'm trying to figure out how we can make sure they're nourished if I can't use the microwave or the stove, so it's just learning. And I'm learning why there's strings attached to the 4 directions, why they wear their hat, the ringlet. It's so beautiful, steeped in so much history that I highly encourage that everyone should get to learn every religion as much as they can with an open heart and an open mind, because we really are all connected.
So
I mean, the
connected.
issues that run rampant when I work with Orthodox to non-religious people, it's universal. Pain is universal.
We all want
love
the
is
same
universal.
things, right?
Fear is universal.
Yes.
It may come from a different story, a different way of life. You may generate meaning in the world differently, but at our core, we all just want to be loved, heard, felt, seen, and understood.
Yes. And so that's also what this Rebbe is coming to you for.
And he's amazing. Yes.
Just approximately what age?
Mid to late 30s, like 39, 40.
So young. Oh, okay. Okay. So that makes a tiny bit more sense to me in my brain, because I'm thinking like, Rebbe in his 60s who's
They all call him Shalom. He goes by another name.
Yeah.
And with me, he was trying to use an Americanized name. So he too was trying to, and they think of him as a spiritual leader. So I don't want to disrespect, because I know the word Rebbe is big.
Sure. Absolutely.
I didn't. Did I misuse that word? If I did, I apologize.
I'm not the authority on that.
I apologize, because I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first one to say, whoops.
Absolutely. And it's so clear you're not saying that with disrespect.
Yeah.
I get that. But so does his community know? And by the way, I'm not trying to get details about who this person is, but I do find it fascinating in the context.
Well, I think just by any community, like how people come to me, I call it shamanic marketing at its finest. And there's another beautiful spiritual leader in Los Angeles and on the East Coast that have a lot of followers, and she believes that plant medicine saves lives. So, it's word of mouth. So no, does the entire community know? I seriously doubt it, unless the person who participated feels called to share with someone.
I see. Got it. Okay.
Just like in any community.
Right. It's really fascinating.
Because even in AA, there's some people in AA or NA that have a hard time with plant medicine, thinking it's a form of addiction, or it can be because it's a mind altering.
Right.
But I do have people that are very involved in AA and NA and are kind of mentors, if you will, that believe it saved their lives, plant medicine. They don't abuse it, and they honor the people who feel you shouldn't do it.
Right. Well, I have heard that
Right?
I have heard that this has been used to help end addiction.
Well, iboga, which I've never done, which I don't think I ever would, is apparently like when all efforts have failed. It comes from only one tree in West Africa, and ibogaine is a synthetic version. And there's clinics in Costa Rica and Mexico, although I think it could be prescribed here, but I don't think so. I think it's more underground. If you have a severe heroin addiction, that's the plant. So there are certain plants for addiction.
Right. I've heard of that, but I don't know. And why would you never do it?
Well, it's very taxing on the body. It could be up to 36 hours. I've also heard, again, don't quote me, that there's certain markers in the heart that if you really want to be responsible, you should get an EKG and make sure you don't have that marker.
I see. It's like don't fuck with it kind of tree.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
The name itself is just iboga.
Yeah, and with reverence. It's a plant that will, and I believe, I did speak to someone in my community, several that went on. What I loved about her explanation of her experience, she said it wasn't just like you had a memory when you were 9. You were like, again, so past, present, and future simultaneously. She's teleported, transported in this 3D realm, reliving the experience.
Oy.
Much different.
That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot. And in my opinion, you definitely got to be ready for.
And again, I think it's a calling. And I think it's so fascinating too. I hear from so many people, I've been wanting to do this work and, for like 2 years. And then all of a sudden, this person said a friend of a niece, of an uncle, of a cousin knows you,
Right.
Like you'll find it.
Yes.
So not to worry anyone. Like if you feel called to this work, you'll find
it. And What's the best part about it for you? You know, like a decade in, and if you just sit here
Oh
and
my
you
God, I
think,
could cry.
yeah,
It's the initial 45 minutes to an hour.
what about it?
When they start to, like, you could see them going from the head, if you
Yeah.
could see from here, and just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and see them coming into their body. It's like, and the vulnerability.
Yeah.
And it's just coming back to that place of source.
Yes.
So I would have to say the first hour is my favorite.
Yeah. It's
And then the
it's
next
to
day
me,
when we all wake up and integrate, and you just see everyone went through it, good, bad, or indifferent,
Yeah.
and the whole emotional scale.
yeah.
And that sense of belonging. Oh, that's it. This work and is, again, it's my shaman's mission statement, is the cosmology of belonging. If you don't feel you belong, you're so lost and isolated, or you feel lonely.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're going through it, I think community will save lives. I think without community, we're dead.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what kind of community, a quilting community, a book club community,
Yes.
like any type of community. I think community is going to help the mental crisis we're suffering from COVID, is to find your community, whatever it is, and rely on each other. It's the cosmology of belonging. Because don't you feel too, even if you're going through something horrific or traumatic, when you have your community there, your tribe, if you will,
Absolutely.
to help pick you up,
Absolutely.
like your two friends that you were able to call.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad that came up. It's the cosmology of belonging. That's what this work's about.
And where, when we talk in 10 years from now, where would you like to see it go?
Oh, well, it's definitely going to be much more above board, which is exciting. And Stephen and I have a dream that we were manifesting to build sanctuary in the tri-state, but we love being bi-coastal. I would love to, I want to change the way people grow old together.
Oh my gosh, yes, please.
So I want to build, and again, nothing about the communes back in the day. That doesn't resonate with me. I have more of a modern dwell sensibility, and I like my privacy. So I would love like a big, beautiful synagogue, church, ashram, meeting place, call it your place of worship or your place of devotion. I don't know what I'll call it yet. Maybe the haven or the maven or, the sacred heart.
The hub.
The hub,
Yeah.
something. And also have like
Lola likes this idea.
Lola just came to
She likes
say
this
hi.
idea.
Yes, and I would have dogs running freely. And I would love, my husband can build anything, tiny homes.
Oh, amazing.
And so you could either rent, lease, or own. And so we could all grow old together. So you don't have to go into assisted living or go somewhere. Although I've heard those are great. They were definitely...
Some can be.
Some can be.
Yeah.
But I would love, like, the people that we do plant medicine with, our community, to be able to grow old together.
Yes.
And make sure you have an accountant and a lawyer and
Yes.
a doctor and a nurse. And,
Yeah.
right? Like, just have all
set
different
up,
professions.
set up the tribe.
And set up the tribe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I love this vision.
Yeah,
I'm going to hold this vision with
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Maybe reserve me a little tiny home.
Oh, absolutely. Or you could go in on it or do a timeshare.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like, we'll
Yes.
just make it up.
Yes.
We're making it up as we go
Yeah,
along.
of course, we create in every moment. So, oh my goodness, we could go on and on.
I
and
know.
on.
This was wonderful.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I had no idea where this was going to go. And
That's the beauty of these
I love it.
conversations. Yeah, that's kind of the beauty of life, right?
it is living in
We
the
really
flow.
don't know where it's going to go.
You know what? We don't.
I
You know what? We really don't.
we really don't.
I don't want to get into my personal story, but if you asked if I was moving back to New Jersey, I'd be like, are you kidding me?
You can say fucking on this show.
Are you fucking
Thank you.
kidding me?
Yeah, and you've got the voice for it, so come on, sister, bring it.
And but no, it all makes sense. Sometimes we don't know why something's happening,
Yeah.
but hindsight is 2020, and
Yeah.
those bumper stickers always are there for a reason. And I feel very grateful and blessed for all of it.
Yeah, I definitely subscribe to that, and there are many things I still have no fucking clue of why they happened, and yet it's so clear. Just the embodied understanding, even if it's a non-defined understanding, whatever it was had to happen.
Yes.
To get to where I am today.
Yes.
And my life is like in this fantastic
Oh, honey, you
upheaval.
look so fantastic.
Oh,
home.
thank you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
it's palpable. I can feel it.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. And I really do have to say that whole accidental mushroom experience, that is a line in the sand for sure, because so much has radically just shifted physically in my body as well as outward physically in my life,
Yeah.
since then. And
Yeah.
so it's really, it's amazing. And the level of faith and trust, and I think this is just for anybody who's on the awakened path or on getting on an awakened path and beginning or continuing your own sense of consciousness as we do this human thing.
And this work goes against the grain. So you really have to have like intense faith, doubting the doubt.
Exactly.
Because 85 people out of 100 would think we're nuts.
Exactly.
Like crazy.
Yeah. And so just the faith and trust of what's going on, whoever, for all of you who are listening, that like whatever is going on is what's going on. It doesn't mean it's going to happen forever.
Right.
And there's something there for you.
Right.
I
agree. And
believe that in my bones.
Yes. Okay. Me too. I love saying in my bones. That's where we carry all our, I believe, all our psychic imprints in our teeth, bones and teeth. But, we were going to speak of the Divine Mother. And so.
Oh, gosh. How?
Yeah, but no, this is what
I think we need a part 2.
Yeah. But no, I think I can encapsulate it. I really realize I've been carrying the archetype of the Divine Mother. I believe there isn't the Divine Mother. There's a, depending on where you live in the world, and Isis, Durga, Green Tara, White Tara, Lalitha. Like I can go on and on. What is the Divine Mother in?
Shahina.
That's right, Shahina. I thank you because I forgot. Shahina Hashem, and I love saying Hashem. It's God.
Baruch
for those
Hashem.
of you that
Yes.
don't know. But I definitely carry the Blessed Mother, the Blessed Holy Mary Mother. And I was told by a really renowned psychic that I carry the Mary line. That probably was
see
there.
that.
Well,
I
at
feel
the
that
time
and I
of her
see
death.
that.
And I have goosebumps saying that because I'm not trying to be, audacious when I say that. It's so humbling. And so I create a sacred womb, if you will. And I had a miscarriage at 38. And as painful as you might have that to be, I knew at 28, I said to my mom, I don't think I'm here to have physical children. And she was phenomenal. And she's like, you'll be a wonderful aunt, a sister, a daughter. I realized that I needed to have that experience because I needed to know what it felt like to physically carry. And I passed it naturally. And get a load of this, I started bleeding on Holy Friday.
Wow.
And I passed on Easter Sunday.
Wow.
I mean, pretty prophetic.
Wow.
And I realized in that moment, I was here to mother the earth in a different way because I believe all women who have wombs are here to mother the earth, whether they have physical children or not.
Yes.
And so I feel my maternal instincts come with working with people in the field and creating a sacred womb, which I always say that we're creating a sacred womb, if you will, going back to source.
Yes.
So there, we did talk
Oh
about
my
the Divine
gosh,
Mother.
beautiful. Oh my, so beautiful and grateful for you.
This
Well,
is lovely.
There are 2 signature questions.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
going
And I
to
didn't
ask
want to
before we
I
go.
didn't want to hear them
Before we
beforehand.
go. Yes. So I invite you, the first thing that pops in, to share that unfiltered. It's always what needs to be let loose in the world. So the first thing is, of all the things, because there are many, what's one thing that will consistently tune you into spirit, no matter where, when, what, why?
Devotion.
Devotion. Wow.
Devotion.
Say a little more.
In fact, I always use that word when I do the namaste. I honor the place in you that it is the same in me. I use a beautiful singing bowl and the key of F, which is 428 hertz, which brings us into our hearts. And for me, devotion means there is a level of reverence, respect, commitment to the task at hand.
Yes.
It's an honoring, almost a prostration, if you will, to the divine within each of us. And so when I go into a journey space, I feel devoted to your divinity. And I am there to pay reverence and homage to your own unique light, your radiance, your divinity. And I'm devoted to meet you wherever you need to be met. So the word that always comes up for me is devotion.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, and of all the things, because again, there are probably many, what's one thing that no matter what, where, when, why, or how will always turn you on?
flying. I know that sounds strange. I love everything about the human condition when I fly. When I travel,
Yes.
being in an airport.
Yes.
Oh my God, just watching people.
Yes.
Just watching the human condition, getting on the plane.
Yes.
Seeing the whole of it.
Yes.
And I love seeing how other people live in the world.
Yes.
What kind of car do they drive? What do they use? Oh, that's a spoon for coffee. And like, everything.
Yes.
Like I love details. I'm obsessed with details. And so I would say I have a wanderlust and I love to travel.
Yes.
I've traveled the world. I've been very lucky, and I want to continue to learn and continue to travel. And I do love great sex too. That I would say, and intimacy. I would say making out and foreplay and intimacy is. Don't get me wrong. I love the actual act too.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Yeah, intimacy, or even being really intimate. Oh, it was only one answer.
Yeah, keep
See, I could
going.
keep going.
No, I was
But
like, come
intimate
on.
with friends, like great conversation,
Yes.
a great meal, whether home cooked or out.
Totally.
Yeah, gatherings.
To me, that's all foreplay,
It is all foreplay.
right?
And that
I mean,
turns
'cause
me
it's
on just as much as sex. It's a
so
different place
much.
inside of me.
Totally.
But like I'm getting excited right now thinking of these things.
Yes, yes. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, good.
Oh, and playing
cocktail,
with
good-
my babies, my grandbabies. I'm a grandniece, a grand auntie. my niece
goodness.
Kelly has 4 babies under the age of 3 right now.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
The twins came unplanned when Claire was 5 months. 4 babies under the age of 3.
Okay, I'm exhausted just
And
hearing
she's
that.
incredible. Like, again, it's like her gift.
Whoa.
Talk about a medicine woman.
Wow.
Talking about a shamanista.
Wow.
Watching her with these babies and her husband and my sister Jane and my mom. I mean, they're all incredible.
Wow.
So yeah, like I'm learning because I miss that. I lived on the West Coast for 26 years, and my family, Minnesota is my husband's, New Jersey. So I miss them growing up.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm like in 10 years to be able to satiate
Yes.
their day to day.
Yes. So beautiful. Genevieve,
Oh my
speaking of
gosh,
beautiful,
Deborah.
thank you for bringing your
pleasure.
beauty, your spirit, your light, your commitment,
Yeah.
for going on this journey, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
To not only bring out the best of you, but to be able to do that for all the bajillions of people that you've been able to and will continue to,
Yeah.
and thank you for continuing to spread the
Oh,
light.
bless.
Yeah.
I honor you so much. Like I'd love to end it with, I honor the place in you that is the same as me. There is but one.
Yes.
Namaste.
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 Oh my goodness, everybody. Well, you know it. This has been just really yummy. I feel very relaxed. I feel like we might have had cacao without having cacao.
We did. Energetically, we called it in.
So it has been another amazing conversation here on The Real Undressed. And as always, I hope you enjoyed it as well. And it is simply bye for now.